Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Dota2 Canada Cup Season 6 group stages. We are here with our second last game of the group stages, besides, of course, the tiebreakers for Group D, which will be on the 21st. We now have Team Archon going up against the Power of Friendship. Archon win this game, and they are into the playoffs. Power of Friendship can stop that and make this a little bit more interesting here with a win. And we'll see how that does go as we will get into the draft right now. Of course, my name is Mott. We're here on moonducktv. With me today is Lurker Derp on stats. We'll have Pitmunkle doing observing and producing, and Ziori will be joining me as my co-caster. So, Andrew, how are you feeling after that first game of the day?
I'm feeling pepped up, ready to rock and roll. I have to say, it's weird adjusting to casting on the proper time zone. I'm used to casting European games from America or Asian games where you're up all night. This is, okay, I've been up all day, and this is prime time. It's 8:30, 8:45 p.m., and we're casting some Dota. It's different for me, and I'm loving it, Mott. These games have been pretty cool, pretty exciting, and so far, Canada Cup Season 6 has been pretty badass. I'm looking forward to getting out of this group stage and moving into the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, I mean, the playoffs are I mean, the group stages are fulfilling. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of cool games, but when you really get to Canada Cup, it's really all about the playoffs, and we'll have a lot of good teams going to the playoffs. Already Complexity is there, Digital Chaos as well. There's a couple of other really solid teams. I believe the Shazam squad, or they well, actually, Shazam's not in there yet because there's a three-way tie in that group stage. So there's that. There's Elite Wolves, I believe, is making it in. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong about that, actually.
I'm not sure, Mott. Well, still a little bit more of the same for the most part. We haven't seen drastic changes in terms of yet on this patch, but the more games we see, Mott, the more we're seeing little experimentations outside of the norm. Dazzle Wisp banned out by the Power of Friendship, Sladar, as well as Undying taken out by Team Archon. Ah, poor Dazzle. He's been getting a lot of love. He's just too good now that his Poison Touch is only 70 mana. I'll tell you what.
I think it's also the fact that people wanted... people like using, I think, Witcher Wyvern for healing and with Calm Embrace as well. And Dazzle kind of... It's just these defensive supports which are really strong. And obviously Wyvern fills that role, Dazzle fills that role, but Dazzle's been really good recently. Even with the changes to him, he's still very strong support. Oracle, now in Captain's mode, also a defensive support, has been picked up a couple of times. I don't think it'll be in this particular game, but it could get picked up sometime here in the near future. Darkseer will be picked up. Quap will be picked up by the Power of Friendship, probably for mid instead of support, then Bane to follow up afterwards. Shocker, Bane's picked up first round again. Who would have thought, honestly?
The other lens just makes him so good. I was thinking about it before going to bed last night, and it's really gross. He's got all those extra arms, and he picks up the other lens, and he actually gets to use those little flippers on his shoulders to get that extra reach on his spell. It's really impressive, and it's deadly, dude. The Fiend's Grip with that extra range, it seems like you're... Can he Fiend's Grip people in fog now? I think during nighttime it's possible that you're just walking around and you're like, oh, shit. Fiend's Grip again. Okay, great. He could be anywhere.
I think so. I'm not sure.
The range is pretty gross at this point. So, I see why people are picking it. It's a good. I mean, we've been talking about these well-rounded heroes. Tusk makes it through. A little bit of a surprise there, but Bane is on that level, man. He's got some strength to him.
I'm gonna have to start playing Invoker again. This hero seems really strong right now. It's picked a lot, and Jo is gonna grab it again for himself. I imagine it's gonna be Jo anyway. And, I mean, for good reason, he owned that game. He was the highest in net worth the entire game. He did not fall off. He had a couple of bad moments around the 20 to 30-minute mark, but other than that, they didn't pick up BKBs, which I think was the biggest issue. And by the time that Jower got the BKB, the rest of his team was falling apart beside him. And it's just too much to deal with. I mean, it's so hard. Even if you do get a BKB, the duration goes down, and then you get an Octarine Core and an Aghanim Scepter or something like that. And it's just like, well, I don't have my BKB up now, and I'm getting comboed on, and that's not great.
Yeah. I mean, Jo's performance on the Invoker was definitely good, to say the least, in the last game. I mean, the Sunstrikes were just part of it. His itemization was good. He farmed really well. He was #1 on net worth. Basically the entire game, it felt like. So, not surprised they're going to run it again.
All right. We'll have to see what they're going to grab next. There's a couple more bans. TA has... I've actually not seen TA since this patch has dropped, which is strange considering it's pretty much just as strong as it used to be.
Yeah, I haven't seen TA yet either, I don't think. I mean, Archon could just be gearing up for some serious team fight. They think they could grab something like Gyro Disruptor. Something like that would be really... I mean, we just saw something pretty similar in the last game, but would combo nice with an Invoker Darkseer if that's the route they want to go.
10 seconds.
Well,
I like the Nyx ban as well. Not something you'd normally think of, but good against both Darkseer and Invoker.
5 seconds.
yeah, Nyx has been pretty. It's been talked up. It's not been picked.
I mean, it's
as far
just
as I
great in
know.
lane against Darkseer because you can get a free stun anytime you want with the Spike Carapace on Ion Shell.
Yep. Mana Bird pretty good against Darkseer too, even with his reduced intelligence.
Yeah, and Nyx has crazy good regen. So he can actually sort of deal with the Ion Shell, at least better than a lot of other heroes in the early laning stage.
There's a time when Nyx's HP regeneration was the highest, but I think that might not be the case anymore with Ogre now getting 3.5.
Yeah, I don't know if he's #1, but he's still
this.
pretty high up there. I think he's at least like top 5 or something.
I'm going to go ahead and check real quick just to make sure.
Head over to Jinx, check out those
Dota2Wiki, man.
those dynamic tables. Oh, okay.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yeah, I'll link you at some point. I think it's Jinx Dota or something like that. It's just all of those raw stats, like all the base stuff in a table, and you can sort by all the different ones.
Yeah, his base regen is 2.5, so Ogre is definitely higher now with 3.5. So Ogre might have the highest HP regen of the game. I think you're probably right about that.
Tubbs McGee, yeah, no doubt, dude. All that back bacon adds to the regen. Power Friendship, 4th ban on the Disruptor. Smart stuff here, Mott. They're taking out the team fight heroes. I like it. Now they pick the Spirit Breaker. Ban makes even more sense.
That hero is just so easy to play. Like you can run at people and you can die all game, but as long as you get 1 or 2 kills on mid or a kill on the safe lane carry, you're pretty much in a good spot. It's like it's hard to screw up Spirit Breaker, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you can be too YOLO, perhaps. Overall,
yeah,
I agree with you.
I mean, I've seen 2 YOLO before. I've seen Grant go and play Spirit Breaker in an FPL game and die 12 times and still win somehow. And he thinks he's got it, that hero, and I just don't understand it sometimes.
It's all about the space creation, man. That's what it comes down to when you're playing old cheeseburgers there. I think Archon still want the gyro, though. I feel like that is a likely pick. I think it just fits so nicely.
I can't believe it's not been banned. How is that hero not banned in like any game? Like, it just
he's
seems
really good.
Really strong. Yeah,
it's really funny to think back like a month ago and you read those patch notes of those nerfs, and it's like, oh man, Gyrocopter's ult. It doesn't go through BKB. I don't know. That really hurts him. I don't think he's going to be that good. And then, of course, you see a month later and he's just a complete monster still. And it's like, fucking, his ult used to go through BKB. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
he's still crazy.
I didn't like. There were people that didn't even know that the ult went through BKB, myself included, for a period of time. I'm like,
yeah,
what? Seriously? So
it's funny how the perspective changes so quickly.
All right, what? They only have 12 seconds. This is like a really long draft. Oh, Jakiro. Okay,
all right.
so,
old Jackie.
I mean, this is gonna be. This could be another, 3-position Jakiro and Spirit Breaker played as a support, and I think that's fine. But again, not an actual BKB carrier, so Invoker is gonna kind of demolish Jakiro if he gets caught out. So.
Well, as we saw in the last game, Queen of Pain can play a variety of roles from solo mid to safe lane to position 4 in the jungle. So Power and Friendship have a lot of versatility with how they want to set this up. Jakiro or Spirit Breaker could play the 3, play the 4. Really depends on what they want to do with it. But I think they'll probably go a little more standard with the quad, most likely mid. Archon doesn't take Gyrocopter here. I wonder what else they're considering.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think you still put Invoker mid, although if it's a quad matchup, I think it's actually okay with Alacrity.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
You have Quas regen against Shadow Strike.
It's a fairly even matchup, I think. Heads up.
What do they pick for? Okay, that's not what I was expecting, but that's probably support Earthshaker or Darkseer in the offlane. So they still need that safe laner for Moo or Monkeys, whoever decides to play it. Moo.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, if they really want the Earthshaker, it's likely to be banned here. But maybe I'm just harping on the Gyrocopter too much. Maybe I'm making it sound like it's too strong. But I think just with a Darkseer Invoker, now that you have Tusk and Earthshaker, you have so many ways to block them in, so much catch, and that just gotcha. Set up with the Invoker who might go Yules. This is just prime. Give me some cooldowns. Give me some flat cannons.
Right, I agree with you. I don't see how you don't. How do you not ban Gyro here? What? Slark? Why?
I'm not sure.
What the hell?
I don't know what that's about. I mean, they've already got Queen of Pain, pretty good against Slark. You've got Jakiro, pretty good against Slark. Spirit Breaker, also pretty good against Slark.
I'm sure that's not the pick.
All of these heroes are really good against Slark. I don't really...
I'm sure that's just not the... They're like begging. They're like, okay, Power Friendship are like, guys, please just take the Gyro. We want to play against the Gyro. Either they have a plan, which could be Fiend's Grip or some thing who freaking knows charge, which is not great because Gyrocopter Rocket Barrage. But still, I have no idea why you would ever ban Slark in that situation. There's like a million bans you could use there, and I don't think Slark's one of them. But maybe they know something we don't. Oh, that's why, because they're gonna pick the Gyro. In that,
yeah,
that
makes
sense.
The Slark ban maybe come into focus a bit. Archon take out the Juggernaut. Yeah, I mean, we spent so much time talking about Archon. I think the Gyro works fine for Power of Friendship as well. They don't have quite as much setup, but Jakiro, Bane, that's plenty. That's should be a good laning stage for the Gyro. Bane's part of the reason why he's so good is, aside from just the amazing kit, you've got the Enfeeble, you've got that crazy HP change from Brain Sap, but he's also got a lot of range. He's just naturally really tanky, so him and Gyro can harass all day long. If anyone's foolish enough to get close to him, that's just a nightmare rocket barrage. With a rocket setup, even a little Dark Seer with that Surge could end up falling in the laning stage. So I like it. Rounds out the draft pretty well. So what does Archon take? Life Stealer once again.
Yeah, they seem pretty confident, but this time it's going to be more, I think, in a one position type of role.
Yep.
So, but I mean, this is so hard, dude. So it's Jo Invoker. Monkey's playing Lifestealer. They're going to do like dual lanes again. Is this going to be like Earthshaker Tusk support duo? Question mark. Why? That seems interesting. I guess it could work.
This is a really heavy melee lineup from Archon. Invoker, the only ranged hero, and that's pretty scary against Queen of Pain, Jakiro, Gyrocopter, even Spirit Breaker. When he goes charging through and you're all clumped up because you're melee, he gets those side bashes when you charge on by. It's... I like this Power Friendship draft quite a bit. I'm surprised that Archon went this way with the draft. I understand why they took the Tusk, but I feel like Earthshaker Lifestealer has kind of pigeonholed their strategy a little bit here.
I was feeling the Venge carry, like,
oh yeah, that
because then you could swap in and infest out, or I mean, you could stun the Spirit Breaker charging towards you. I mean, I don't know. There's other picks they could have gone for. The whole Gyro thing, I'm glad that PoF Power Friendship picked it up, but they played against it last game, so Archon are no strangers to this. This is a very big game though. If Archon win this game, they're in the playoffs, and Power Friendship will play Void Boys for a consolation prize, which is pretty much nothing at this point. So
a smile and a handshake. That's the way we like to do it.
Thanks for playing. See you guys later. It was great.
Noble effort, boys. We'll see you next season. Thumbs up. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
No, this is definitely big stuff here, and we've seen a lot of close games over the last couple days in these last few groups. So should be pretty good. And hope one of our spectators.
Vietnamese that I do not.
Good.
JJ's typical JJ's flaming like the North American Euro that he is.
Jesus, dude, he's like.
Are you serious?
He's like the Firebat from StarCraft 1, just coming out, guns blazing.
You just don't talk and spec chat. It's so easy.
No, I know.
And people still do it.
I'm giving you a hard time.
2016 in 2 weeks. What is wrong with people? All right, I'm
2016, guys. We should all know better. Keep your keyboards to yourselves. God damn it.
It was an issue back in the last season of a tournament that I'm not going to name that we did, and people were spamming shit.
Was it WCA? I heard that was a cool tournament that all the.
I mean, it was. It's listen, it wasn't that, but it's close. It's close to that. So
yeah.
Yeah, sure, man. You can all assume. You can all guess what I'm alluding to. I'm actually not that salty.
Speaking of WCA, Dirk is watching, and I'm falling victim to peer pressure here, Mod. He wants me to do my awful British accent, and
all right, go for it. I'm going to flame you if it's bad.
It's awful and offensive. Can you do
I'm going to flame you. I'm not doing it. I didn't get. He didn't ask me.
I don't know if I've ever heard you do. You're not an accent guy, are you, Mott?
Me?
Yeah. Have you ever? I don't
no,
think I've ever heard
really.
you do a British accent.
I can't do a British. Yeah, I mean that's just like the most stereotypical British. That's just like it's hard to do like a regular British accent. I guess that's why
Brits, from London.
That's why Brits have trouble with regular American accents. Like you have to go for the stereotypical Southern America, like South America, not South American, but someone from
Hello, mate. You want to go for a pint? You fancy a pint, mate? Ah, he's a good lad.
See, you did it, and it's fine. Congratulations, Ari.
You're such a bell end, Mott.
What does that even fucking mean?
What does the end of your Johnson look like?
Is that what it means?
Yeah, it's like calling somebody a penis head or a cock or something. Bloody bell ends.
This went down here real fast, guys. I don't know what else to say.
Hey, Mott, look, Spirit Breaker picked up your new favorite item. He's got that Fairy Fighter, or Fairy Fire.
Fairy Fighter, also a good item. Yeah, I'm actually not super
got Fairy Fire
against
and a mango,
it anymore.
Dude.
I used to like think it was terrible, but the way you can outplay somebody with a Fairy Fire now is actually huge. Like if you're like in a duel or something.
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh card duel.
So you like it? You think you flip?
It's not terrible. No, I don't like it still, but it's not terrible. It's not as bad as I made it out to be, or other people made it out to be, for sure.
All right. Fair enough. So Pink Panda, he'll sit mid for a little. This is all the rage these days. Just babysit the mid. It seems like Bane now is just dual laning mid more so than protecting the safe lane. This is the second game in a row now where we've seen a solo safe laner and a Bane just babysitting that mid.
Yeah, I mean, Bane mid is just super common. Just for like the first minute or so is just... If you pick Bane, this is the reason why you pick it. You get a lead, you right-click, you brain sap if he's getting too aggressive. But Jo pops the Alacrity, and wait, he's like, he went like this. He went in, and he's like, nope, see you later. And he just went back around. He'll pop the brain sap, though, and now top, they're going to catch out the Jakiro. Though I think Open Wounds already went, and Whitebeard doesn't have Ushard's for another 7 seconds or so. The slow finally ending. They'll drop the Liquid Fire, and Whitebeard will still go toe-to-toe. Ice Shards might be able to kill him. How much damage did it do at first level 60? All right, never mind.
Not enough.
Yeah, it's just not enough at level 1.
Just a little too dinky. How's this offlane going? Looks like they still got a ward down to block the camp. So Fluff going to get one pull here of the Hill Troll Berserkers, and going to at least miss one more camp. Blocks him out. This could be big, actually, on the Snake King as well as the Spirit Breaker here.
Who's just like, nah, I'm not ready to get to that. That's a Rocket Barrage. Okay. That's just the problem, man. You just like you run into a gyro and look at that Hadouken, the Thunder or the Shockwave coming in though, did a lot of damage to Snake King. This is pretty even so far. How's top lane going for them? 10 last hits coming up for the Lifestealer, so he's doing pretty well for himself. Invoker's at 9. Jo continues to impress me, and he shouldn't. I've seen this Invoker like 3 years ago, and it amazed me back then, but he's still doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that way about, Universe is another one that comes to mind. Every time he does an impressive play, I just think, wow, I shouldn't be surprised by this anymore. Uh-oh, mid lane, Jo, Sunstrike, it'll be on point. They'll get the first blood. Ush dies first. Jo may die to the Shadow Strike. Can he reach
Clarity, he's got Quash Regen. He's good to go.
He's good. Yeah, he's got the Tango. All right. Very nice. First blood.
Doesn't even need to use the Fairy Fire. Calculated by Jo. Jesus.
Whew. Very nice.
That was sexy.
Very nice indeed. So, great start here for our Invoker. Appropriately timed as well. We were just hyping up his skills on this hero.
Jo's the real deal, man.
Yeah. So, safe lane Darkseer and this off-lane Tusk Lifestealer. Interesting matchup here in this off-lane. The Lifestealer is doing surprisingly well, given that he's up against 2 ranged heroes.
I'm fine with the Lifestealer until he gets crap like this done to him, like a Brain Sap, Right Click, Liquid Fire, Dual Breath, and then he just gets owned. But if they decide to go in with like Snowball Ice Shards and just run at them, they might be successful. Speaking of running at them, the charge will come out from Mario, who will just get back to the tower as Fluff, as well as the Darkseer played by Moo, were going toe-to-toe. And so these roles have been shifting around constantly. Moo playing the 2 position yesterday, now playing the 1/3. It's more of the 3 in this situation, as Monkeys is back to the 1. So, I don't know, man. But the thing is that Monkeys is going to hit level 6 pretty soon. He'll take an Ancient. He'll get the Ancient Thunderhide this time around, unless he goes all the way over to the other side of the map to get to the Ancient Black Dragon. So there's that available if he wants it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much he utilizes it in this game. Again, it's against the Gyrocopter. So will it be to steal farm? Will Power of Friendship even stack the Ancients as much as we saw in the last game? All questions still to be answered. But aside from the first blood, all things considered, it's a pretty even laning phase here. Actually, I take that back. Archon's pretty far ahead in terms of just raw farm. I guess a lot of it's coming from that Darkseer.
Yeah, I agree.
For 4 minutes in, 750 is quite a bit.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit of lane advantage going the way, particularly from the Lifestealer, and then of course the kill coming out from the Invoker with the first blood, which that's really what it's coming to at this point. And so Invoker's going to go for the same thing. He's going to grab the Midas, but will he grab the Atos afterward? And he is going to go for the Quas Exhort pickup, by the way, like he did in the last game.
I didn't think the Atos was particularly game-breaking last go-around. Ush, he's cold snapped here. Oh,
great Fissure!
Downtown, the Fissure finishes him off. That's really nice. Jo gets another one on the scoreboard, and again, Quap going to find yourself in the grave. Poor Ush, man. He's getting picked on already.
That was so. Lurker posted a stat that Jo has the 5th highest win rate in Pro Dota, I believe, on Invoker. I wonder if that's the highest in NA Dota. I think that might be the case. So, Lurker, if you can confirm that, that'd be fantastic. Fluff puts an excellent ward behind the tower. We'll find Mario. Bash will not come. He's got level 2 Bash, by the way. He'll charge him. Bash? Nope, not there. Another one? There it is, finally.
17%?
It hits.
Okay, he gets one of them.
Moo
is inbound, though, here, Mott. This is going to turn into quite the duel.
Yeah, there's 3 heroes here for Power Friendship. They're going to find Ush with a kill. Last right click, that'll do the job. And Moo's like, I might want to leave. Way 2 has got no mana for Brain Tap. He's already used it. Now the Nightmare comes out. Ush has no level 6. Screaming Pain will come in. There's the Rocket Rush.
God.
They rotate 4 heroes down to this bottom lane to get 2 quick kills, and that'll put them back into a great position.
Yep. All this time, I'm thinking space created for monkeys. This is quote-unquote off-lane lifestealer, just racking up the farm. Jakiro doing everything he can to get some farm of his own, but this is like Archon's secret weapon right here. This guy is just their anchor sitting in the back, soaking up the farm. Hashtag Mott was right. There you go. Jo has the highest win rate of any Invoker in NA. That's pretty impressive.
I knew it.
You know your Invokers, Mott.
I know my NA Dota, and I know my Invokers, and I just went into that big brain of mine. And I just pulled out that stat, but thank you, Lurker, for confirming. And that's pretty... Honestly, it's unsurprising to me. Jo has been the only person that I've seen really play Invoker in NA Dota. Sumail might get up there, though. So.
When you said that wasn't surprising, I instantly just envisioned that Jiggle Billy video, that first Pudge one that he made, where he's just like, this is just my standard. These are my standard...
I miss him. Why can't he come back to Pro Dota? Where's Jiggle Billy?
I miss Jiggle Billy
Free
so
Jiggle
much,
Billy.
Man.
Free Jiggle Billy.
God, I wonder what he's doing right now. He's one of those people that I just wonder, what is he doing in real life?
I'll tell you what he's not doing.
He's not
streaming
making
on
funny
Twitch.
videos.
Yeah, or that. Team E-Hug ripped the soul out of him, and then Twitch banned him for playing pretty much anime porn games on the internet.
I was like, why did you guys ban him? What was actually what crossed the line? She was like, well, it was a lot of things. Oh, hold this thought. Moo, it's a 1-on-4. I think he's in some trouble. Yeah, that's a dead dark Sierra. But yeah, she said that the final straw was he stood up on his desk wearing nothing but boxers, and he was playing air guitar using his ding dang as like the part that you would strum the strings. And I'm just like, okay, I see.
I guess that'll do it.
To shut that stream down.
They shut it down before when he was playing, I think, like an anime porn game or something.
Oh my god.
One of those things.
He's an animal, but I love it.
Dave's actually almost at his Midas right now. 32 last hits, and he's got 2 kills to his name. And so this Midas will come out at about 8 minutes or so, and that's pretty good time considering he's the null tally. He's got the boost speed, and he doesn't have the easiest lane. Quaps is not super easy to land against. However, the bigger issue is now you usually see Darkseers kind of just run away with farm, but he's been in a tough lane. They've been in his jungle, and now he's up top. And so they'll switch the lane up, and he'll be allowed to go toe-to-toe with this Jakiro, who's also doing rather well for himself, considering what he was going up against. He's up to 33 last hits himself.
Yeah, old Jackie making some pretty good progress towards his Yule Scepter, if that's the route that he goes. You could always go the mech as well. They don't have another great mech carrier on their team. I mean, we could see the classic Aghanim's Guardian Grieve, Queen of Pain, but no, alas, he's going to go the more standard power treads here. So maybe this is a game where Jakiro stops off for the mech before... he picks up the Yules, though he's already gone Tranquil Boots, so I thought he might be the one to go the Guardian Greaves build. We'll see. Maybe they'll just skip the mech altogether this game.
You really want this mech on this Jakiro. Well, he's not going to get it anytime soon if he dies here. They got a snowball. He's still trapped in. Sunstrike will fly. They even dropped the freaking wall, and Whitebeard might be the counter kill here, and that's, I think, an okay trade. Yeah. They rotate 2 heroes. If they get Moo out of this, I think Power of Friendship are really happy. But again, more space created as... Down bottom, there is that ancient black dragon. And here we go. Here's the fireball, baby. God. Boom. It melts these creeps. Jesus.
Jesus. It is pretty insane.
Easy actually. Farm. What does he have, by the way? Let's check the life steal. He's got 1,000 gold in the Iron Talon and Treads.
Charge mid? Oh, God. All right. Here we go. Jo charged up. He might have Alacrity, but he's going to the well. Ush drops the ultimate and Sonic Wave will be enough to finish him off. Very nice. That's a killing spree ended. So some recovery here for poor Ush, who's already been killed twice. He
invoked that right as he saw the Spirit Breaker charging, and if he just held that for a second, he might have been able to get away. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Spirit Breaker will walk around to the backside, Fluff and Mario will high-five and say hi. They'll chant Totem, and Mario's just like, I'm done here. I wanted to play Sword, but that's not happening. Rotating over his Whitebeard. He's got Ice Shards, but he's just not in range, and he'll head back towards that mid lane to get and soak up some experience in the meantime.
Yep. Alright, Jakiro just pressuring the tower down bottom. How's Earthshaker doing? Fluff and stuff, 4.5. Has his Arcane Boots already, so not a bad start for him. He'll hang it on to get that level 6. Looks like Ush will go for Orchid first here. Commits to that first quarter staff as he picks up this bottom bounty rune at the 10-minute. 10-minute Invoker Sunstrike count, 1 for 3. Ooh. Not the accuracy we saw in the last game, Mont.
Yeah, well... I mean, it's going to get better as the game goes on. He might only miss, like, 2 for this entire game. Like, every Sunstrike from here on out...
I'm just joshing around.
Alright, that's fair. I knew you were joshing around. I wanted to join in the fun.
Dude, I just can't get over this drag. It does 85 DPS, lasts for 10 seconds, and the burn interval is every half second. So
wait, let me ask you a question. When he infests out, he gets the gold from this, right?
I think so, right?
Yeah, that's pretty great.
You're legit stealing farm from the enemy if you take their ancients over and over again, because you get it for yourself too.
Oh,
really
he missed
good.
the last hit, the siege creep. How dare you, siege creep? I'm gonna ping you now, bastard.
There you go. You shot him.
I got him. All right.
Nobody. All right.
Word spirits build. Invoker's going the Atos again. That's
All
right.
Woohoo!
I really like it just because the casual Vit booster is just, it keeps you tanky. And the Atos cripple, I mean, it's not as good this game because there's a Spirit Breaker and a Quap, but bottom lane, there's the Infest out, the
Sunstrike. It's gonna be there in time.
Yes!
Oh, it is. Very nice, but now the counter charge coming in from Mario. Monkey's going to be on the run. He'll have Fluff to back him up. There's a fissure up in 2, but call down. It's a flying. He'll infest into a creep. Fluff holding the fissure for now. Snake King trying to position to deal with this. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Bane will get finished off by the Dark Seer and Tusk combo. Looks like Monkeys will be just fine as he infests out near the tower.
Got his drum sound down. He'll pop his rage in the open wounds. Here comes the Spirit Breaker, however. Snake King going to work. Ice Shards will fly. Just connects on a Snake King. Fissure block not there. Again, missed by Fluff. But the snowball on the other side. There's the Walrus Punch. The wall dropped down. Doesn't actually hit. Can they get this kill? The Rocket Barrage doing too much. Sunstrike! Oh, just barely. But the Ice Shards will connect and chops him in. Blocks him from getting any further. The Rocket Barrage will do work. There's the bash. Iron Shell. They'll lose Mario as well. Great fight. Great play from Archon to get 2 quick kills. And there was some rebuttal from PoF front.
This is like playing Frogger against Archon. I mean, it's just like, all right, there's a bump in the road. We're going right. Oh, wait, Ice Shards. Okay, we're going left. Oh, God, Sunstrike. Dodge it. Get out of the way. I mean, there's so much just environmental hazard here for Power Friendship to deal with. It's impressive they lasted as long as they did in that last fight. The Fissure and Ice Shards, Fluff even whiffed the Fissure, and they're like, oh, okay, don't worry. We've got Snowball right over the Fissure for another set of fucking Ice Shards. It's ridiculous when you have these two heroes on the same team with a Dark Seer on top of it. I mean, he whiffed the wall, but still, once you get some more points in this vacuum, they have so many ways just to force Power Friendship into positions they don't want to be in.
Yeah, this game's just a lot of fun, too. And Archon are showing it. There's a charge coming on the Monkeys for over top, but I don't know if they're actually going to go for this dive. He'll see it coming and hopefully be able to respond quickly and kind with a rage. Here comes the call down. Monkey's gonna get jumped on. Here comes Ush as well. They've got the Sonic Wave. They'll pop it off and goes right through that rage, pierces it, and gets a dominating spree for Ush. And that's gonna be an Orchid very soon. So Ush died with that first blood getting outplayed by a JO, but he's just about maybe 20 gold behind him in terms of net worth.
Yeah. This poor Life Stealer. It looks like they'll be able to get a tier 1 tower out of this as well. Whitebeard lingering nearby, going for the deny. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Jo going to be set up upon Macropyre with a Fiend Script to boot. Now the charge from across the map. They'll charge it with Nether Strike, but no, the Echo from Fluff will interrupt it. It's a long cast point. Makes enough space for Jo to live, but oh my, from downtown. Mario will finish him off. They also lose the Tusk. Ends up being a 2-for-0 in the mid lane here, and Power Friendship get that tier 1 in the top. It's just a flurry of victories as this gold graph continues to oscillate up and down.
This is a level 8 Spirit Breaker that has 1,000 HP without treads. So tough to bring down. So goddamn tanky. No stout shield either. And it's not like he was, you know, he was kind of just shrugging off those right clicks at a period of time. So he gets in, he gets his Nether Strike off. Jo felt fine enough that he was able to just he's like, I'm not gonna have to invoke Ghost Walk. But then he gets Nether Strike and he dies. His Atos is not done yet. Not that he only has the 1 staff of the wizardry. Now an Ancient Thunderhide has been picked up. They'll even surge it forward to get him some extra farm. They can frenzy up some heroes, and
I really like
still on this, by the way.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, you can put Ion Shell on it, so you can just run in there and be this magic immune beefcake. 377 movement speed, or 377. It's plausible. You can do it. This is really good for Ush though. This Queen of Pain. A really nice time Orchid here. He's got the full spread, the power treads, null tally, completed wand, and bottle. And we're looking at maybe a 1630 Orchid. Not too bad at all. Especially given that he was killed twice in the early game.
Like, players are concerned about having many little lag issues or something, but
I mean, I'm getting lag spikes as well, but given that I DC'd at the beginning of this broadcast, I've just been assuming it's on my side. Is my audio lagging at all?
No, you're fine. It's
if
just,
my audio's good, then maybe it's the server, because I'm definitely getting...
I thought it was my computer or something, but I think it is just the server side.
We're all just so used to the lag, like, no, it must be me. Yeah, whatever. Deny, there we go. We timed by the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah.
First tower kill here for Archon. Get that tier 1 in the mid.
Bottom's going to be the next on the Ancient Thunderhide. We'll be able to grab it with the range creep and him doing the damage. Actually, the siege creep, but... Okay, so they get 2 towers quickly. One of them's denied, and that's fine. Net worth-wise, I actually think that Power Friendship do have the lead here. It's 1,500 net worth going their way, and a lot of that has to do with the Queen of Pain now eclipsing the Invoker, and the Gyrocopter starting to get involved. He's picking up a BKB. Next, more than likely, could go S and Y also, but there is a smoke for Power Friendship. They'll be using 3 heroes, the HUD to the enemy jungle. They could wrap around and go on the Station Thunderhide, but nobody else is here.
This is the reveal of the Orchid. Us just had it delivered as they smoked up, so they wanted to deploy this, or reveal it, rather, with a kill. Unfortunately, not going to be reality. Archon, good positioning right now, just stacking Ancients and moving up towards the top lane.
They might get this kill. He's going to have to jump out and then immediately... Yeah, he did not rage.
Not going to be able to time the rage. Yeah, this is going to be an easy one.
Maybe he didn't... I don't think he saw the Orchid or he didn't know it was out. That's probably the issue. And
no,
so
they definitely... that was the reveal, so... Pretty good kill. I think they were hoping for a bigger team fight than that, but just a quick pick and a tower is definitely not a bad way to show off the Orchid.
I think anytime you can get a kill on the Lifestealer who, again, doesn't flash farm is very important.
Yeah. I think they'll probably have to concede their tier 1 up top, though. Power Friendship will be able to finish this one off. They could TP back and mount a defense, but looks like they're not so inclined. Instead, they head right to the Roche Pit. Ooh, risky play. They do not have a medallion, so this is going to take a while here at 16 minutes.
They are going to Sunstrike it. They immediately know what's happening. The Orchid will come out. They are doing some work with the usage of the Liquid Fire. I don't know if they can get their time.
They're committing to this. This is really close. I think they're going to get away with it. Archon are slowly moving that way.
Yeah, they're just too slow getting there. Monkey's Fervor is not going to be there if they do engage. They have a ward.
Actually,
we'll see if they jump in. If they want to go right now with Whitebeard, he can drop his Ice Shards. Will do so. Might snowball in as well. Go for the Walrus Punch. They will. It looks like they're going to jump here in a second. Whitebeard about to go with the Snowball.
Oh.
Huge Sunstrike. They grab the kill. Did they get the Aegis? Yes! They get the Aegis and the Roche. Beautifully done. They'll grab 2 kills. They're about to get 2 more. Echo Slam, Vacuum Wall Dunk. Beautifully done. Triple kill from the god himself. J-God. J.O. picks it up. It's a team wipe. Great start from Whitebeard avoiding the ice path, and the dunk followed up by the Vac Wall. That's about as good as you can get.
Mott, that was the dream for Archon. I'm sure we're going to have an instant replay coming up here momentarily. They're going to be able to take this triple stack of Ancients as well. Archon getting more and more out of this. They got the last hit on Roche. They got the Aegis on Tusk. Tusk died in the fight, but basically a 5-0 team fight is the outcome from that. Archon, I didn't think they'd make it in time, but that's the new Roche. We've seen across the last few patches a lot of changes to Roche in terms of his survivability, especially in the early game and how he scales with his additional stacks that he gets. Without a medallion, that is such a risky play at this stage of the game. It's insane, and they were heavily punished for that.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's really just the changes to Roche and a great snowball from Whitebeard to start off. They're going to contest their Ancient Sector. They want to keep going. Vacuum comes out. Snake King cannot afford to die again. Fiend's Grip will save his life momentarily, but the snowball, he runs into it now. Way 2 gets jumped in the air. Great Sonic Wave. They'll take 2 down after that. Salvaging this fight. Nightmare and Whitebeard. They might get 3 here. No Infest out just yet from the Ancient Black Dragon. There's going to be the Fireball on the ground. Ice Path comes through, and Whitebeard will be the next to fall. He'll eat his Fairy Fire, but it only does a minimal amount of work here, so... It's not quite that great at 18 minutes into the game. They do turn it around. They grab the kill on the Invoker and move. I don't know, man. And they might be able to get this tier 1 tower as well.
Yeah, that's not too bad. They save half the Ancients or so. They lose some of the big ones, so still some damage done for Archon. Unfortunately, they lose the Gyrocopter. As you mentioned, great ultimate from Ush. Living up to his reputation as one of those just really high individually skilled players that... Man, he comes to win. With ults like that, he's kind of keeping them in this game right now.
Bluff has a Blink Dagger, though.
Yeah, exactly. That is scary.
I knew where you were going with that. That's the real frightening thing. So the Vac-Wall combo gets even scarier. Is there a Blink for Mu yet? No, he's had a rough game. I mean, for most, like, usually you'll see Darksters have amazing games. They'll have, like, a Blink, Guardian Greaves at this point. Or, well, not Guardian Greaves, Blink Mech at the very least. And he's getting close, though. And when that gets up, when that Blink Dagger arrives, it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no doubt. Turns Earthshaker into an animal. Base and Tremble coming to the dire side of the base. They're going to pop a smoke alongside Whitebeard. Only 2 heroes smoked up right now, so it appears they'll try to bait with J.O. 57% accuracy here with our Sun Strikes at the 20-minute mark. All right. We'll see if he can keep up in that percentage as this game goes on.
He's missed 3, so he's missed 1 after we talked about the initial 1 for 3 count, which I think is Oh, there it is, the Aether Lens coming out. Bane gets that much scarier. Every time I see this item now, I'm just like, oh, God. I mean, it has to be good when every single Bane is building it first item in every game.
What is it supposed to be? Is it a ring or is it like a monocle?
I think it's like a mirror, dude, or like I don't know.
A mirror. Okay.
JJ? What did you think it was? Oh, well, all right. Thanks, JJ.
It's a lens.
Seems good.
What does that mean? Like,
Thanks, JJ.
How do you guys not know what a lens is? Convex glass inside of a metal
dude.
casing?
Yeah, exactly. Like you're.
What is it a lens of?
It's like either glass, a monocle, or a mirror.
It's just glass on a specific, like.
I think it's a fancy monocle. It's like a goblin's monocle.
Yeah, I agree. How do you just keep a lens on you? You gotta put it in your pocket. What does that do for you?
You have it on your hand and you just pew, you know.
What the hell? Did anybody else? Did you mute yourself for that? I hope you actually were.
Stream knows.
Thank God.
You guys aren't retarded. I mean. Ooh, all right.
All right. Why are we getting flamed now?
It's still very pretty. All right, we got another ancient black dragon here. They've got it ion shelled as well as alacrity. This thing is buffed to all hell and pretty damn scary, actually. BKB up on the gyrocopter though.
This is where it changes. Now with the BKB up for snaking, they can fight a little bit more aggressively. They can be a bit more confident with their play, especially with the Aether Lens, Ether, whatever you want to call it. And,
the Aether Lens.
I don't know, man. I think, again, the lifestealer is the biggest issue. He's done a great job farming, but he will continue to fall off. He's got the Ancient Black Dragon, so the Fireball is able to actually help him flash from bottom lane. Whitebeard gets orchided out. There's the Nether Strike as well, the charge in, and the triple stun. One from the Nether Strike, one from the charge, one from the bash afterwards, and great 17% right there. Perfectly timed.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's us just showing off his Orchid. Staying aggressive, looking for kills. He'll move into the BKB next, just about 500 gold away. So Queen of Pain still farming very nicely, keeping up with this Invoker, who's had a Hand of Midas for quite some while. So he's Blink, Atos, Boots of Travel now. His farm's really quite nice. Meanwhile, in the mid,
what's his next type? He bought something. No, that's not him.
I think
he bought a blink. He bought a blink, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got a blink on him now. Oh, was that a whiffed echo? It was. Fluff not doing much. It looks like it might have just clipped the gyrocopter.
He's going to be out of the cooldown range. He actually got pushed into the tree line, so that helps him avoid the cooldown hit. And Snaking has to pop his BKB for that. But bottom lane, Ush is split pushing. He will have his BKB. He already has an Orchid. And now he'll be able to go ahead and pick up an Aghanim Scepter, most likely for his next item, or a Hex if he wants to, but we'll see.
Okay.
How are you feeling about this game right now? Like, I feel like this Gyrocopter's BKB should be doing a lot more.
Yeah, I feel like, well, that was kind of a lackluster 10-second BKB charge for sure, but this is strikingly even. It's 13-13. There's a small gold lead for Archon, but really nothing too crazy. Small experience edge for the power of friendship. As we start looking towards the mid-game here, I'm not really sure who has the bigger late-game advantage. Gyrocopter and Queen of Pain, with this support cast they've got, can do pretty well in the late game, and same with Archon. Lifestealer scales pretty well. Darkseer scales very good, well also. So
yeah, that's the thing.
This is just really even.
Spiritbreaker scales pretty effectively. Jakiro is okay at scaling. Snowball,
I feel like both teams, their power curves hit at similar times. So it's really coming down to execution. See Whitebeard here in the mid. He is just completely donezo. Even the Nether Strike used to finish him off.
They saw the Jakiro. I think they were sitting behind him, though, and so it was a great bait coming out from Power of Friendship that secures yet another kill. I'd have to give the edge just to Archon, because Darkseer and Earthshaker together, if they get their combo off, will do a lot of work. On top of all the other stuff the Invoker will be throwing down. It really comes down to these BKBs. If the BKBs get put up for, well, Ush has his. I think Mario will be able to get his pretty soon on the Spiritbreaker once that happens.
The high-end potential of that combo is way more than anything that Jakiro and like Spiritbreaker can combo with. Sure, they can do some decent damage to one target with a Nether Strike and, you know, set up for damage with a nice path Macro Pyre, but it's not nearly as devastating as a big Vac Wall Echo. Oh god, that's nasty. And a Lifestealer and Fest Bomb on top of that. Speaking of the Lifestealer, he's got the Sanjin Yasha now, drums to match his power treads, and of course that Iron Talon we can't forget about. Picking up this Ancient stack here. Curious what he's going to transition into now. I think he went for... Did we see an Assault Karast in last game on the Lifestealer?
Yes,
maybe
he
a
did.
Basher could be
He
good
picked that
here.
up. I thought it was going to be picked up by the Chaos Knight, but he was the one to pick up the AC. And I think AC's fine this game too. And especially when you're going against BKBs, you need some form of physical damage, and AC will provide some armor reduction to make that a bit easier.
That's why I like Basher as well. I think that can be a really good way to deal with a BKB gyrocopter.
True.
Pretty good against the Queen of Pain. Gives you a little bit to deal with the Bane. I don't know. I'm just a fan of that item in general.
Why not both, man? Get the
that's a good
AC
point.
first, Basher after, or get the Basher first, then the AC, then the Abyssal. I think that's fine, and we'll see one of those items for sure. Either the AC or the Basher will come out. We just have to wait and see what is first.
Yep.
Guardian Greaves are now done. He decided he has Guardian Greaves and Blink Dagger, so this is the timing. You wait for the next Roshan, you try to get another great Rosh fight like you did the first time around with a back wall Echo Slam, with a blink in from both of those heroes. Jo throws down all of his stuff and hoped that PoF don't get their BKBs off in time, and that'll provide most of the damage.
All right. Archon making moves towards the bottom lane. They're all grouped up as 5. Invoker moving into the Aghanim Scepter now. Just about one piece away. Archon want to force a team fight, and what better time to do it? They've got all of their ults available. You've got 3 Blink Daggers now. Whitebeard closing in on a Shadow Blade, still about 1,000 gold off. This is fighting time. They're going to grab another Ancient Granite Golem, just put this Lifestealer in the front line, and it looks like they found a cute little strategy here at the beginning of this patch, Mott. Their Lifestealer Golem, or Lifestealer Ancient. I mean, you just put them in the front lines, and it's not the most game-breaking thing in the world, but it's just consistently annoying and hard to deal with. You have this big, beefy Magic Immune guy in the front line. And
it's like when you kill him, too, when you kill the Ancient, you still have to go through the Lifestealer if he's full
Exactly.
health. And then he can infest again if he's had that, if he's had that thing enough.
And it costs the Lifestealer basically nothing. He can just keep grabbing more Ancients and keep doing it, and as long as he infests out, he gets the kill on the Ancient. It's no big deal, nothing lost. They will trade towers though, tier 2 for tier 2 as Power of Friendship pressure the top lane. Archon making a rotation, but looks like they won't be able to catch anyone.
Archon were looking at team fight there. They weren't in position in time though. They were about to surge Blink in, but they all backed at the right time. They didn't get into defend, so that could have been devastating for Power of Friendship if they got caught out. They already had the Spirit Breaker back towards the base, and same with the Queen of Pain. So now you have a creep in on the Dire side, checking out Rosh. They'll be able to Sunstrike on the Radiant side, so both teams will know that Rosh is up relatively soon.
Yeah. Well, per usual at this stage of the game, Rosh is going to become a focal point and make things a little bit easier in terms of breaching high ground. Still a couple outer towers to go from the Power of Friendship perspective, tier 2s in the bottom and mid, but things still progressing pretty nicely here. Jakiro not going for the mech. I was talking about that earlier. He just went for the standard Yules, now into Force Staff. So no love for the mechanism this game, Mott. Both teams just totally ignoring it.
The Guardian Greaves are up for the Darkseer, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, my bad. I missed that graphic there. Yep, totally right. All right.
But it's the same thing as the last game where one team is like, all right, let's go mech. The other team is just like, forget about it.
Yeah, forget the mech.
And I don't know if that's like
the
same idea.
So bad.
Can they just like sneak this in front of them? No, they have the Ancient Granite Golem running into the. If they were able to sneak this though, but there's a range creep in there. Yeah, there's a range creep. So no such luck, and they might walk in and see it, but. Oh, they're TPing back home. They could just take this. I think maybe they just don't have the damage.
I don't think they have the damage.
Yeah,
Power of Friendship are being.
I'm getting too excited here.
They're doing a really good job dodging these fights. As soon as they get any intel on Archon, you can see they saw there was a smoke there. Okay, everybody TP out. We're running. They do not want to engage, and I think they're gonna have to contest this Rosh. I don't think they can afford to just hand this over for free to Archon. This game's really even right now, and it would give Archon a nice edge to try and pressure the high ground.
Power of Friendship they're thinking about it. They're like, do we head over to Rosh? And so were Archon. They were like, we could have taken this. We could have done enough damage. And had they just all been in the pit right now, while they've been away from the pit, while Power of Friendship have not been there, it would have been enough. And
Hush with an interesting item build now. Orchid
AC,
BKB into AC. I like this.
This is more common every day. I've seen Queen of Pain. This is something that you want to get, especially if if the other team is going to go for the Assault Crest, which by the way the Lifestealer is grabbing, as we already talked about, and so we'll have that pretty soon.
Yeah, well, they lowered her base attack time 2 or 3 patches ago, so she actually scales decently with attack speed now.
Right,
so
and she has an Orchid too.
Yeah, like Tread Orchid AC. You're actually turned into a pretty decent right clicker, hitting for 200 a pop. It adds up pretty quick.
Alright, Sunstrike will come through. They're still smoked up. The Spirit Brick will be up front. They'll drop the ward down. They have not been spotted out yet. If they walk up just a little bit, yeah, there they go. Whitebeard will spot them out. The smoke will break. He'll use the Shadow Amulet.
Oh, great positioning from Whitebeard. They can't find him, but their smoke's broken. The jig is up, and now Archon have the chance to take this fight the way they want. They've got the Golem in the front lines here. They've got some great intel. They're walking right over a ward. I think Archon might go for this here. And they find an angle to initiate. Force staff to the high ground from the Jakiro. Now it's Power of Friendship in full retreat mode. Things are tense.
This Granite Golem wants some.
He is hungry. He's like, come on, guys, I just want friends. And they're all running away. We don't want to play kickball right now.
This Lifestealer is just. He's made his home inside this ancient the entire game, pretty much. So this Observer Ward is up, and if they decide to go in the pit, it'll be spotted out immediately. They don't have a gem. The Bane did pick one up for Power of Friendship. There's still no Radiant Gem, however. Jo is very farmed. He has his Aghanim Scepter. They'll see a couple of heroes nearby with this ward on the Ubercliff staking. Has the DD. He'll drop the call down. Jo will back up immediately, so the call down will do no damage except to, of course, these Ward Spirits who don't really give a damn. The Courier is flying over just to get vision inside the pit. I think that's pretty nice. They actually see the Courier there. If they can somehow snipe it, it would be huge. Jakiro getting chased down by the Granite Golem, but they'll back away.
Yeah, both teams with very limited intel right here. There's one ward down for the Dire. Radiant have one ward down on their side of the river, but in general, it's pretty dark. They don't really have a great handle on exactly where the team is, and both sides have a lot of catch potential, right? Some huge AoE damage that can come out at just the flick of a switch, so you can really understand why both teams are kind of dancing around the pit, just playing chicken, waiting for the other to step a little too far forward. The Granite Golem will finally die here in the mid lane. Monkeys will be on the run. He'll be charged. Orchid comes out. He could be in a little bit of trouble here if the charge connects in time before the rage can happen. Oh, they've got the damage all right. Nether Strike to secure the kill. There you go. That's the window that Power of Friendship are waiting for. Now they're going to take the fight down on the bottom side. Ush gets initiated on, takes a Walrus Punch, pops the BKB, and blinks back defensively. They'll settle for just a quick pick on the Lifestealer and head right into the Roche pit.
Is this going to be their Roche? They have no buyback of the Lifestealer, and the Sunstrike will go. It'll connect on Staking, does no damage, and splits away to it. I think that is a max level Sunstrike, but obviously still very tanky up on that Gyrocopter. I think they can maybe try to take this or contest it, but they're too far back. They're too far away, and Staking will be able to grab the Aegis or Ush. It looks like he'll be the one to pick it up, and they'll charge. They're looking for Moo. He has the surge up at 3. He can blink away. The Fisher actually came through. I think that was just to stop them from going any further, and it looks like it did just that. Orchid will fly into jail. He will go ahead and TP away. Ush can't find him, and he'll just stay alive.
That was sick. He blinked while the projectile was just about to hit him. Fluff. He's going to be caught by the Fiend. That's a charge coming in as well. Easy kill there on the Earthshaker. They don't get it on the Invoker, but they get a pick off on the support. Shadow Blades aplenty coming here. Mott, though. One of them picked up by the Tusk, and the other almost done by the Earthshaker. Just 1,000 gold off. Already has the Shadow Amulet.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Alright. That could be a big pickup. I'm actually like... This is interesting now. We get to a point in the game where Power of Friendship are essentially in the lead with this Aegis, and they're going to keep pushing. It's not much of a lead. It's only 2,000 net worth advantage here, but you have the Shadow Blade picked up now for Tusk, as you mentioned. They're going to have Jo and Moo nearby. Moo has an infested hero inside of him with the Lifestealer. If they can find the fight, if they can find that 5-man vacuum wall Echo Slam, this could be the game, but it's just so hard. Yeah. They're playing so spread out. There's some great vision here. You can see there's one at the
Power of Friendship are really playing this well, man. They're staying spread out. They're slowly sieging. They've taken control of the map. They're just closing they're tightening their grip around the throat of Archon. And we'll see Archon burn yet another smoke. They've got to be running low on those at this point. Whitebeard in the front lines will be forced to use the Shadow Blade a little earlier than he'd like. And with that, he will have to retreat behind the tower. They're going to hand this over. Ush will go in for the last hit, and it's just a free tier 2 for the Power of Friendship. That is it for the outer towers. Nothing but tier 3s from here on out on both sides of the coin.
I mean, they really wanted to find something there for Archon. The positioning wasn't right. They didn't have any ward in the jungle. They need to get some vision up, and that's the biggest issue right now. Shadow Blade also being picked up for Fluff, so the items are starting to fly. The biggest issue, again, is Monkeys is just starting to fall off. The Gyrocopter is now 5,000 more net worth than him, and so that's the opposing one position getting out of control. And even Jo's 2,000 behind. Jo had such a stellar performance last game, and still, he's not quite on par with Ush. Ush has played a great game, and Power Friendship trying to make this a bit more interesting here and not get Archon into the playoffs just yet.
Absolutely. It's really quite even. Power Friendship is one of those teams that you hear the name and you don't really know who's on it, but once you see the lineup, you know, okay, these guys can definitely hold their own. But they're really here to win. They're playing quite well. Ush is still #1 on net worth. He's got 4,000 gold to play around with. It feels like he just picked up that Assault Cuirass. Curious where he's going to go next.
Yeah, exactly. I actually have no idea.
He could look towards the Ags. I think even this late into the game, it's still a good pickup. You can clear out waves really easily. Just ups the damage a little bit more. Gotti could be an option as well. Scythe, yep.
I guess because he has the
Scythe
AC, and I actually like that idea that you mentioned, Scotty. I guess if you're a Queen of Pain,
I mean, they need more carry power here for sure.
If you have right click potential, like you said with the Orchid as well as the AC, you could go and get away with the Scotty or another UAM if you wanted to.
Yeah,
I'm not sure though.
Right now it's really just the gyro that's going to go into the late game and really scale compared to a Bane Spirit Breaker Jakiro.
Hexing? She's getting a Hex, I think. She's got an Ultimate Orb and she bought a Void Stone, so yeah, she'll buy the Hex.
Still good for the right clicking though. Gives her some carry power. I mean, you can go Hex Scotty as well once that Aegis is out of the inventory. Looks like Archon ready to group up again. Push out the top lane. Nice ward down here from Power of Friendship on the high ground right outside of the base, so they can see if Archon try to make any aggressive moves.
If Archon fight into this Aegis, they'll have to get a pretty big team wipe, or else it's going to be a mistake, because that second life is pretty much, I think, going to be the difference maker in a lot of these team fights. You drop all of your abilities over the Invoker, and boom. Us just pops right back up, and maybe he's got a Sonic Wave again at the ready. He's got a Hex up, perhaps, or he hasn't used his BKB. Uh-oh, Courier. Almost got caught up by monkeys. His AC, is it done? Oh, they're going to find a fight here. Mario! See you later.
All right. A pretty easy pick there for Archon.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, me neither.
Did they smoke for that? You're getting sloppy with your question marks, man. That looks like a Z. I know. That's okay, bud. Listen, you're human. You're not expected to get every single one.
This just in. Pimp Muckle confirmed, not robot.
Yeah.
I'm not an
not a computer algorithm. Not just some freaking machine.
That would be a great troll if we just had... Secretly, it's Buka the whole time, and he's got this new interactive voice program that we've been messing around with. It's just a soundboard the whole time.
JJ confirmed soundboard.
It's computerized obs that we just have put under the guise of a sideboard.
I'm sure Valve's working on it right now.
Well, 4-minute cooldown here on Smoke a Deceit for Archon, so it's going to be a while before they can smoke around and try to make something happen on that front. But the Scythe is completed for Ush. Man, is he in fighting form.
Yeah, this is just...
What was that sound? I just heard trumpets. What was that?
It was the Aegis reclaimed.
Oh, that's cool. There didn't used to be a sound effect for that.
I mean, the Queen of Pain's already a dominatrix as it is, and now she's decked out to the teeth, so... Scary.
That's true.
But Jo has caught up somehow. He's picked up 6,000 gold, which will probably be a Hex. I don't see him going anything else. Maybe Refresher, I guess, if you really want to. I'm fine with that as well, but I think Hex in this situation... Oh, no! What was on that? Oh, that's his full Shiva's card. No, there's a Plate Mill for Monkey's Fervor, which is his AC, the Mystic Staff for Jo, and a Vitality Booster for Jo. Dear God, that's
5,200 Courier. That hurts.
And they're gonna get jumped on. Monkeys needs to leave now. He's getting feed script.
Oh, feed script.
Game's gonna end.
It's coming out of the fog. Monkey's going down. He gets killed by the neutral creep. That's something, but
it doesn't matter. He doesn't have buyback.
That's 60 seconds in the grave. They're gonna steal the Ancient, go straight for the base. They're gonna catch Whitebeard as well. Us showing off the duo of Orchid.
Oh no, they're falling apart.
Scythe and ult.
God, Us just had the sickest 30 to 45 seconds there, getting the Courier snipe, finding a kill. Well, he didn't get the kill on the Lifestealer, but it's so hard to defend now. There's 37 seconds for both of these heroes to respawn. You're going to have to drop everything. Jail will drop the Meteor down, the EMP, whatever. They'll spam Fisher out just to make sure they don't push up high ground, but they cannot force a fight until these heroes are up and ready. And actually looks like they're not going to, they're not going to go for it. Power of Friendship are going to play a bit more back, and I think this might actually be maybe the right idea because they know the Aegis isn't there. They'll wait for the next Roshan and contest that pit.
Yeah, definitely. Still difficult to break high ground. That's one of the great things for Archon. This lineup is just so good at holding. I mean, even if they're twice as far behind as they are now, that threat of the vacuum wall into the Echo Dunk, into the Ice Shards, into everything Invoker can do, that is so threatening at pretty much every stage in the game. This is going to be a long one, Mott. This is still salvageable for sure.
Ooh, Ush. blinked away. He saw the rest of them coming. There's that Observer Ward there. And had it just been Jayo, and if maybe they were smoked behind him, it would have worked well. But we're really seeing the effects of the lifesteal here. We talked about how you can't flash farm that well, and even with the Ancient Black Dragon, it's not doing that much. Like, he's not getting that much farm. He's died a couple of times. Look at Way 2. He's so close. He wants to find a Fiend's Grip. He had the range for it. Here comes the charge, however. Monkey's Forever gonna go ahead and rage up as the Ice Path came out, and he actually stopped the charge as he got into the tree line. He'll be forced and TP away, and he's actually just gonna waste the TP and back up with his friends.
The farming battle continues. Snake King really getting pretty big here.
This low kill game is like actually pretty exciting, all things considered.
Yeah, it really is. 12,000 gold lead here for the Power of Friendship. XP up to about 20k. This gyro is becoming a pretty serious threat. We haven't really talked about Snake King too much this game, but it's getting to that point where just that flat cannon in these team fights does pretty serious damage. How did Lifestealer end up itemizing? Looks like he will finish up that AC. Oh, right. It's on the courier. I remember that. Poor little guy.
Yeah, that's rough. That shouldn't happen. It doesn't even I don't think he has the full AC. He doesn't have the recipe / chainmail yet, so he's still actually a couple hundred gold away from it. Yeah, the courier is up, though, so there's that at least.
Yeah, he's pretty close. Did he have any other pieces on the courier? Nope, just the plate mail.
Jayo picking up.
Oh, that's harsh. They checked the Roche pit like 2 seconds before he spawns. That's unfortunate.
They need to Sunstrike this, I think. Satanic done for Gyro. Octarine is done for the Invoker.
Look at all those items.
Bots for the Queen of Pain.
Whew.
Jayo has to have a huge fight, and Snake King needs to not press his BKB button, which he's been known to do from time to time. We'll see if that happens this time, though. I feel like this is... It's really Ush and Jayo. If they can do the right thing in a team fight, they'll be fine. And now they've got Roche, I don't think it really matters. There's no way they're contesting this. They're not going to get there in time if they wanted to.
Nope. Free Roche here for the Power of Friendship. And this is pretty big. They've already got this big advantage, and they should be able to take a team fight pretty easily here. This is also Aegis Cheese. This is third Roche. I think they put the cheese on the curtain. No, who takes the cheese?
It was Quap, I believe. Well, they had it. I think it was on the curtain. Now they moved on to the courier. Where was it?
They eat it by accident?
I just saw the cheese in Quap. Ush definitely fat fingered that bad boy and ate the crap out of that cheese.
He fat fingered that bad boy. He actually did. He's got the empty inventory slot. Whoops-a-daisy. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, just Aegis then. No worries.
Are we gonna have to wait for another freaking Roche to spawn now? Because they're just like, oh, we only have Aegis, guys.
Roche is like, all right, that's it. Flips the keyboard over. I'm not pushing high ground till I get another one of those guys.
Take your hands off the keyboard and just start farming for the rest of the goddamn game. Why don't you? Don't do that, please. Please push the base. Let's see a fight. Let's see something happen. The biggest issue is that you need a gem for Archon, and they are not counter-warding anything that is placed down. So these ganks are super freaking obvious, and Ush will just blink away. He does not have... Oh, he's got bots, so forget the fact that he doesn't have a TP scroll. Maybe Jayo finds a lucky tornado here. That's the wrong direction, my friend. He's over here.
Not looking like it.
This way. No,
yeah, you got to guess one way or the other.
There it is!
They might find him. Hello, Ush.
Ush knows he's in trouble. He'll actually blink away, but he's actually still slowed. He'll pop the BKB. There's the Orchid on Fluff. Sonic Wave will fly. Pops the Shadow Wave. There's the Hex on Moo, and he actually just needs to run. But now there's a fight breaking out. Whitebeard's nearby. Ush's BKB is down. He doesn't have the Aegis. Whitebeard gets found out by the gem. They just blow him out. And now they're going to cut the creep wave and go to work. And they still see monkeys
for Whitebeard. It looked like he was okay for a second. And the Spirit Breaker just ran over him. It's like, oh, hello. Okay, we'll settle for this kill. That's not so bad. Now Tuss down, no buyback, out of the game for 35 seconds. They still have the Aegis of the Immortal on the Gyrocopter. He's got the 9-second BKB ready to rock and roll. Ush will have his on cooldown, but they can at least ship it this tier 3 tower. Glyph is available for Archon, so they should be able to make a hold here. They've still got the dunk, all their big cooldowns. It's just about setup here. Moo goes in with the vacuum.
Wow, he popped
the BKB from Snake King. Might not have been worth it for Snake King, but they'll just try to put more damage into the tower. Here's your EMP. Will connect on just Snake King. He tanks into the face. That'll be the end of his mana pool. Still has the Aegis. That'll be the end of the tier 3 tower now. Tusk up in about 1 second. Sunstrike off the mark. Yeah, it looks like Power Friendship will just retreat after getting the tier 3 tower. No losses there, but...
That BKB usage was...
Yeah, I guess that's a loss. That's true.
Jakiro bought a BKB. Remember when I talked about this last game, how Jakira's on a natural BKB carrier? Well, screw it, I'm going to buy one anyways. I think that's fine. I think now that they've got this, they have the Aegis still. Get some regen, get some mana up for the Gyrocopter, push the base.
I mean, what else does the Jakira go for at this point? He's basically got all of his core items already. I guess the only other luxury item you can really think about is Ags.
Lens?
But, huh?
They went Lens in the last game.
Oh, the Lens. Yeah, that's true. I guess now he's suffering from
Ush got an Invis rune. Are you kidding me? They actually found him and he just pops an Invis rune. Why do they not have a gem on this team? I don't know why they just haven't picked that up yet. Like,
did they have one in loser? No, they just haven't bought one.
They just think that it's not important. But I think for the biggest thing in here is just vision, and they don't have it because the wards have been placed down, and they're just not comfortable getting outside the base because they don't have really good detection or ways to counteract these wards. But they're going to go again here for the Gyrocopter and the rest of the squad. They'll throw out the Tornado. That'll hit. They have the Ice Wall up as well, but that'll go down quickly, and the Shards will be there as well. Jo still hasn't infested. They're going to jump in, back will go. There's the Shiva's Guard. Snaking will lose all of his mana. He still has the Aegis. Ice Shards will go through. He'll have to pop the BKB yet again. And the Satanic.
I'm surprised
I don't know.
And Satanic that.
But he is shooting down this freaking range or melee rack, so.
Usually what most players would do is just try to go super aggressive, lose the Aegis, and then you have the Satanic BKB for when you come back to life. Using them beforehand is really scary. If they see that and manage to kill you, then you come back to life and you're essentially a free kill because you've no reset. I guess you maybe have Flutter if that can keep you alive, but... Okay, so another BKB usage for about half damage on the range racks. Melee will recover. How much time left on the Aegis? Not much. Less than a minute. So it looks like that's the last hurrah that the Power Friendship are going to have.
I don't know, man.
Aegis.
What's the win condition here for the Radiant squad, though? Is it that big 5-man back wall? Because there's so many BKBs now, and even Mario is getting one for his Spirit Breaker. Like, it's so difficult. They're going to try to go for a gank with some Shadow Blades. They have the Gem of the Bane, but he's not quite nearby enough, and they won't see him much. Actually does just scout him out barely, and he'll blink TP away. The Invoker now has his Scythe for himself. The Maelstrom will be picked up for the Queen of Pain, turning into a right-click kind of hero at this point.
Yeah, this is a good way to build her. Just go for the attack speed, and the Scythe can kind of play both roles. It gives you that utility, but it's also really good for just the right-click. 35 intelligence gives her some strength as well. And a lot of solo kill potential. So now she can get the Mjolnir, and her damage output is pretty
Thank you, God. Just exactly what I wanted. They buy the gem up for fluff. It's very important. They can get out of the base now and start countering out some of these wards.
You're mind melding with fluff, man.
By the way, this is going to be one of the shortest Rosh's respawns that we've seen. It's about an 8 and I think 20 minute, or not 20 minute, 20 second, Jesus, 8 minute 20 second Rosh respawn, which is really going to benefit the Power of Friendship side. They are smoked up. They're heading towards Whitebeard. He'll back away. They'll send up some Forge Spirits. The charge will come through. There's no tier 3 tower. They still have vision. There's the jump in, the Hex as well. Whitebeard in trouble. The Maelstrom pop will fly, and they get the Ice Path. Now they're going to find more. Callout's going to fly as well, but Mario in trouble taking right-click damage. They can't afford Jo to go down. He will stay alive, but on the other side, they'll lose Mario. He has to be able to buy back here. And they lose the Earthshaker on top of it, and suddenly, this game, after that smoke, looks like it might be a Rax or 2 gone, and maybe the game on top of it.
Buyback from the Darkseer here, but the Power of Friendship now laying into the base. They don't have anything to beat backdoor protection, though. There's a creep wave down bottom. Oh my gosh. They're just going to try to go through it, but this is less than ideal. Snaking, getting hexed up. He will be forced stabbed away. That'll keep her safe from the meatball, but they can't cut through the barracks. The regen is just too much, and the barracks will stay standing.
He doesn't have a TP scroll. Snaking dies here. Dead. This game is pretty good now for Archon. Nightmare will go up. It's not going to do anything, and that's it. They get the gem as well. They're going to keep chasing. They won't wait to, and this is so bad for them now. They've lost 2 heroes.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Well, you're talking about win conditions, Mott. I think we're getting close to 1. That would be Power Friendship. Just trying to auto-attack through backdoor protection until Archon kills him.
That really was through backdoor protection. I was, like, scratching my head at first. I'm like, there's no way this is through backdoor protection. And then all of a sudden... And he didn't have a TP scroll. Why did he take the gem? He needs bots. If he had bots, it would have completely fine.
It was such a good smoke. All they had to do was just back up, grab the creep wave. You know, maybe you bite the bullet a little bit. You limp back.
They're going to find Jakira too, man.
They're going to get another pick off here. Maybe. Ooh, BKB used. He lives. Okay.
Pure? Yes! The pure damage. Jo hits it again.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Jo on fire.
Screw your BKB, he says. I got my goddamn Sunstrike in the arsenal.
Alright, Ush doing the pushy push down bottom.
Oh, Ush!
Almost gets caught, but instead turns. Monkey's forever hiding inside of Jo. Forces the BKB out of Ush. He'll blink back defensively. He does have boots with the TP function on cooldown, though. 18 seconds. Can Ush live through this? Oh my god.
They won't see him. He went the opposite direction that we're going. Great play from us to stay alive there, but the BKB is forced out again. Another 7-second BKB now. I've cut the creep wave down bottom, it looks like. 20 seconds for Roche respawn, but the Gyro's back up and the Jakiro's up at 30. So they can't quite get Roche yet, but they've taken back their side of the map at least. You see the jungle is completely clear, Zyori. They have no wards on the Dire side, or the Dire don't have any wards in the raiding jungle, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Still a huge lead here for Power Friendship. 20k gold, about 25k XP. This is serious business, Mont. I think
really
they can just wait out until next Roche, which shouldn't be too long at this point. He's up. Okay, there you go. Who's going to take the Aegis, though? Gyrocopter is almost maxed out. I guess he could sell his phase boots. Ush doesn't have an open inventory slot to accidentally eat the cheese, so don't have to worry about that.
I think you just give it to Snaking, and then if after the Aegis is used, you give him the goddamn cheese, and you just you hope Ush survives with good game sense and what he's got.
Well, at least Snake King won't have to worry about the TP issue this time. He's got his BOTs up, so
Yep. That's very important that he has that. The biggest issue, though, is that the BKBs, man, they're starting to wear down. Not Jakiro's, however. I think he still has a 8-second duration. Gyrocopter's sitting at 6. It's not very good. And I love the smoke coming out from Archon. Can they find something here?
All right. Here we go. Smoke boys at it again. See if they can make it happen. They're going to move towards the Roche pit here. Is there a smoke up on the Power of Friendship also? They do not have one. All right. No smoke.
They have one in the base? They don't. They're out of smokes, man. Completely.
Oh, this one's about to expire, and it's going to expire right on top of these Dire wards here.
They're not there yet.
Still in the fog. This is
just
perfect
barely.
positioning.
If they walk here, if they just stay here, they're actually in such a good spot.
This is a ridiculous spot to be. Oh my god, it's right between their wards.
They see them. They know they're there now. They blink away, though.
Archon might be able to find the angle to initiate. Spirit Breaker pump fakes the charge. And Archon will be on retreat mode. The war of attrition continues. Now it's Power of Friendship on the aggressive. Shadow Blades popped aplenty here for Archon. And that's going to be the end of it. Wow. This game is serious, Walt. This is like the most try-hard NA Dota I think I've ever seen. This is great.
Well, we talked about what's at stake here. If Power of Friendship lose, then they're out of the tournament, and Archon are into the playoffs. If Archon lose, I mean, we go to potential tiebreakers as long as Power of Friendship and Void Boys, you know, or something like that. I don't know. I'm not even going to go any further. I'm not going to wreck my brain anymore. I've been a bit tired tonight.
All right, fair enough. But man, these teams, they're really playing for the win, though. This is very risk-averse Dota when there's a lot on the line. This is pretty tense. And now, you know, we've gotten through kind of the... I can't believe it's been 52 minutes. I was going to say we've gotten through the boring part, but there hasn't been a part in this game that's really felt boring yet. But this is where the big team fights are brewing. It's all lurking beneath the surface.
Dude, what if this ends in like the most anticlimactic way possible? I'll cry.
Well,
this might be it.
Getting caught by a Hex could be that way, Mont. He makes it back to his teammates. They've got a Tusk on the top side. Still invisible. Call down going to be off the mark. Just pokes Boo a little bit, but Whitebeard just walks into his death. I don't know what the plan was there. Now Boo, he's going to be isolated. Put up into the Yules. Monkey's Forever going to have to head towards the base. It's a disaster for Archon. They're just completely split up. Moo does finally get picked off after getting caught by the ice path.
They'll get
Fluff's gonna get caught, maybe? No? Fluff? Force Staff? Can they get him? Ice path?
Oh, it misses. Fisher? Just TP out now? Just TP?
Gets clipped by the Fissure. Bane
TP,
around the corner. Force Staff, hit him with a lens. Throw the monocle. Oh god, they're not.
He really, he's like, I don't care. I'm gonna push bottom. Actually, screw you guys. We know you're going to Roche. Whatever. He's not gonna push bottom. He's gonna just sit here.
That was just a pro play from Snake King. Run in with your arms flailing, looking like an idiot, get hexed, and then make them overreact to it. I like the way of starting off the fight.
Yeah, it was a great bait. I think they have a gem on somebody. That's how they saw
that was a pro-level bait from Snake King.
Yeah.
We're going to chalk it up to next-level plays.
That was a really good gem pickup for Way2 to actually make sure they get the kill on Whitebeard. And that's kind of, that made everything fall apart at this point. But I do like Jo split pushing. Roche will fall. It will be the Aegis to go to Mr. Snaking, and that means the Spirit Breaker will grab the cheese. And now you have to wait another 5 minutes, plus having to deal with the cheese if you want to be able to contest another engagement. Yep. Basher's done for a Lifestealer, by the way, so we talked about this. He'll get both. He'll get the Abyssal eventually, but he's just not quite as strong as some of these heroes.
Well, you never know. If this goes on long enough, Fluff could turn into the Crit Shaker. He already has a Shadow Blade, so he could be whopping people with that totem and start to transition into carry mode. We'll see the upgraded boots of travel now on gyrocopter. A cool item. I really liked this addition to the game. It adds a cool element to the late game where you can just TP right onto heroes. Like super expensive, super luxury, but I do think it adds a level of complexity to this point in the game that can sometimes get a little bit stale if it's really a true stalemate.
Us knows anything. He's gonna keep going and he's gonna find a hex out of Jo. He should get orchided up as well. The infest out. Echo slam on it too. Fisher comes out. Ush is in trouble. Gets bashed up. He'll fall, but Snake King standing and delivering. They get off the feeds grip. Monkeys is in trouble. Ice Path will go. He buys back, and now everyone's out of here. Archon says no more. We need to leave immediately. They'll do just that. Whitebeard will make it out as well. They'll buy back on Ush. They'll lose the lifesteal. He doesn't buy back. Moo now getting charged up as well. He's in the mid lane. He needs to leave. He'll surge himself out. He can blink himself away as well, and he'll do just that. He'll just run instead.
The buyback here from Ush seems a little bit hasty, but I think they're all in is a stretch, but they're really going for a game-winning fight. They want to force a buyback out of this lifestealer. They're hoping to force a misstep out of Archon now that they know the Echo Slam's down. That's the big cooldown. That's just not going to be available. Snake King, feeling very brave, runs up to the high ground. Backdoor protection, buddy. You're just chewing through it. The Snake King strategy, run in, arms flail, and they hex him. This time they don't overcommit, though. They're not going to make the same mistake twice more.
Ooh, Ush's right click is ridiculous. He has so much attack speed. Snake King runs it even further. There's the Orchid, comes out. Deafening Blast. It'll use that to... Nice disarm on him for a little bit. Now there's going to be the Ice Path as well. Ush will run back in through the wall of Replica, and they might lose Rax here.
Underwhelming wall.
Snake King pops the BKB. Here comes the call down. Fluff and Trouble. The Shadow Blade will go, and they'll take the set. Tornado will fly, just clipping Snake King while he still has that BKB, or at the tail end of it anyway. There's the vacuum back into the wall. Snake King getting cold snapped, and then he gets forced back to the low ground, and there it is. The first Rax of the game comes at 56 minutes. Great Sunstrike again, but Snake King will not die. He was close to it. That's not even the Aegis being forced out there, and that's just great siege coming out from Power of Friendship.
Absolutely. They called that play. Instant buyback with Ush. They go in nice and aggressive, and Archon had a choice there. They could have bought back on the lifestealer. He had 1,600 gold. He had it the whole time, and he did choose to hold it. I think they could have just taken a team fight there if he buys back, but it's pretty risky. If you lose that team fight, a dieback on the lifestealer, the game's pretty much over. So, one lane of barracks down. Power Friendship continuing to further their lead, but if you look at that gold graph, it's a little bit plateaued. Archon's holding steady, and they still have a sign of life here, Mod. I know it's usually you that likes to cheer for the underdogs, but I think I have some faith here. I think Archon can still do it. They're going to catch Ush here.
Again, he's going to have a dieback. Gets the BKB off the blink. He'll stay alive. Just barely. Oh, my lord.
No ball, though. Going across. Right onto the Jakiro. TP in. Who is it? It's Ush! Ush! What are you doing? What was that? Fails of the week. Hello.
Snake King is going to get hexed up. He's got his Aegis still and his Satanic. Here comes the Echo, the Enchant Totem. He'll lose his first life more than likely. Jo's in trouble, however, taking some right click. Fiend's Grip not available. Here comes the Open Wounds Monkeys going to town and away to. Back wall comes out. Spear Breaker in trouble. Snake King, he's got his BKB popped. He still has his Satanic. It's time to leave. They bought back on the usage of that Tusk. Here comes the Spear Breaker, charging it again. Still has his BKB available, but gets hexed up, gets forced away. Can they catch him? Cold Snap will go. He'll pop his own BKB. They have the Basher still up for the Lifestealer and Archon. They might just have taken a game-winning fight here. Andrew, I can't believe it.
More like Ush had a game-losing Boots of Travel level 2 play. I don't know what that was, if that was just clowning, if that's cockiness, but now Snake King's going to get caught. The arms flailing strat works when you've got your Queen of Pain to back you up, but he's still in the well for 60 seconds. That's a dead gyro. He'll buy back now. It's still a 5v3 on the field. Archon going to back up and reset things a little bit here. I think they want to continue applying pressure, though. They need to keep pushing this advantage as much as they can here, Mott. This is a golden opportunity that they're not going to get again in this game unless Power Friendship really want to throw this one away. The siege will continue. This time there's no glyph. Again, the blink in on the Snake King. He's hexed up, but they won't be able to pursue for the kill. Now with Jakiro laying in some damage with the dual breath, but this is looking to be a late Alacrity forever with the Alacrity doing so much damage. Now Moo, blink forward, vacuum onto Jakiro, but Mario gets Force Staff back, and he'll be okay for now. Sunstrike off the money, but this is still a lane of barracks secured as Archon level this one out.
What's happening? They're going to keep going too. Tornado just misses. And clear out the creep wave. They have Ush in 20 seconds in the backside. Spirit Breaker looking for a pincer maneuver. Monkey's getting caught, but here comes Whitebeard with the snowball. Snaking in trouble, gets forced back. The Shiva's Guard fly. They can't catch anybody. Not yet anyway. Snaking pops the BKB again. He's got the Satanic. They'll back now. There's the Macro Power. Here comes the Spirit Breaker. He's got another strike. Pops it in. No, the Infest comes out. There's the back wall. Beautifully timed. It's going to be a huge fight. Moon's going to get Thieves Grip, but still up and alive. Snaking finally stands and delivers. He pops the Satanic. Ush is back in, and Jayo will fall. They've lost 3. They all have buyback, but Ush picks up the double kill and keeps this game up and alive on the side of Power Friendship.
I really thought Archon were going to be able to take that secondary fight. That back wall was so clutch. This wall of Replica did so much work in that last fight. Power Friendship were basically just standing on it, petering back and forth, but it just wasn't enough damage once they were all grouped up, once the Queen of Pain was actually back into the fight. I feel like that really showed how important Ush is right now. He's now eating a Moon Shard. His damage is absolutely insane. His auto attacks have transitioned him just into a straight-up carry at this point. So if he's dead, Power Friendship are in trouble. And Ush up top.
He's caught.
It's an Echo Slam. They've got the follow-up damage to bring him down. He's on the sideline for 100 seconds. Archon see it. They double buy back. They get another kill now on the Jakiro. Archon are about to go all in down the mid lane here, Mott. I'm calling it now, and it's absolutely the right play. What is Ush doing? He's throwing this one into the dumpster, Mott. He's throwing it away. Oh, my good gracious.
I feel for him. I really do. But you can't expect to get away with that type of thing without getting punished. He's up in the top lane alone with no backup. If he had some heroes behind him, I'd say that's fine. But you need to stay with your team when there's a Hex, when Jayo's out for blood, which he's been the entire game. He's got bots. He's not really worried about getting to his team. He'll be there in just a moment. He even picks up the tier 2 level of bots. They'll pop the Guardian Greaves. They're going to run straight down mid. Jayo continuing to deal with this bottom lane in the meantime. They have the buyback for the Jakiro, but Ush is not so lucky. Still dead for 52. No buyback for another minute. So even if he gets the buyback up, it's not going to be in time. They'll head down to that bottom lane. They want this tier 3 tower. Here comes the buyback from the Jack. I don't know. Alacrity's up on Monkeys forever. They have the backdoor protection taken down. Look how much damage he does here.
Dude, Archon have the power. They know how important this Queen of Pain is. No one else is that threatening. As long as they don't stay clumped up, as long as they don't run into this gyrocopter, they're in great shape. That's a tier 3 tower dead. Melee barracks going down quickly. This is 2 lanes of barracks. This game now moving into Archon's favor after back-to-back kills on Ush. Even the Earthshaker getting a completed Scythe of Vice. That's another crowd control they've picked up. This game looking very difficult for Power Friendship. The gold graph and experience still putting the game in their favor, but they are falling apart.
He doesn't have buyback. They can't afford this death. The BKB's going to go, hoping this on the Ice Path, the Braid Sap, the Feeds Grip, everything. But he's Dunzo McDunzo, dead in the dirt for 96 seconds. Can they hold with just 4 now is the real question.
All right, 90 seconds with the light still on the sideline. I'm curious how Power Friendship handle this. Timer on Roche, still a little time until he comes up.
50 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, not going to be an option for now. Do they just go straight towards the mid to try to level this out once more? Do they just go back to farming, let things reset a little bit? How much do they want to pressure this advantage? They know that the Lifestealer bought back, so they should be pretty confident that he doesn't have a buyback. So, ooh, refresher though up on the Dark Seer.
Moonshard is going to be picked up for Jayo as well. It's a battle of the mid laners, Jayo versus Ush. And Jayo right now is delivering. They're going to head into Roche. It's going to respawn momentarily within 10 seconds, and that seems to be what they're going for. But do Archon let this get away? Shadowblade from Whitebeard, they have I don't know if they have a smoke or not. It looks like they do not on them. On the courier, neither. They purchased one is the real question. The answer, yes. They've got one left in stock.
Oh, Monkeys. He's got himself an Abyssal. That's a sacred relic sitting in the bank right now. That's another huge form of crowd control to go with that Scythe that the Earthshakers picked up.
Up in 26, though. It's going to be a while before he gets to use that Abyssal. And they're going to have to hold on this mid lane of Rex. Do they have Glyph? They do. Okay, so I don't know. Power Friendship, they'll head to Roche. But maybe you could contest this now. Does Monkeys have Boots of Travel? No, he doesn't. He's the one hero. They have to wait until he gets inside one of these heroes like Jayo or something.
Roshan, can they do it, Mott?
Oh, baby.
Oh. Yeah, well,
that was weird. But I'm reacting to the Divine Rapier for snaking.
I'm sure. No, Mott has an extreme passion for accidental BKB usage. He's got a mental snippy that's north
baby,
of
that
right
BKB
now.
usage chasm. That's how I feel about it.
Just gurged all over. Well, Divine Rapier on the Gyrocopter, who's also eaten a Moonshard, by the way. He is completely capped out. There is nothing else that he's going to grab while he has the Aegis in tow. So this guy is the big papa with the big stoppa. Can Snake King do it? Now, this is scary, Mott, because this entire game, or at least the latter half, it has really been Snake King, run up there, look vulnerable, and then we're going to jump on them when they try to kill you. And it's worked pretty well, but now that you have a Rapier, you need to be a little more tactful about how confident you are having Snake King in your front lines, because he has been very forward with his positioning in the last couple team fights. So this is, I don't know, man. Can he do it, Mott? I'm nervous.
I'm also
my
a bit
toes are
nervous.
crinkled up just thinking about Snake King with a Rapier.
I mean, it's him and Ush, to be honest. Like, they need to not pop their BKBs randomly. They need to not die back. And speaking of buying back, the status, Quap has it, and that is it. Gyro will have it in 26, but not enough money for it. And everyone else doesn't have the money or the time for it. So there's only him and the Spirit Breaker that will have buyback. And Spirit Breaker pretty much does nothing, but if he can maybe get a good charge and another strike off, it could do some work. It's really all about us. He'll be able to buy back and TP into the fray with his Boots of Travel. But that's it. Scary.
Yep, now they're going to start to group up and knock on the front door of Archon, it looks like. Gyro in the front lines again, just chipping away at this tower. Now, he just had the Aegis, so they can afford to be a little bit aggressive with him, but still need to be cautious here. Tier 3 tower down. There is a glyph for the Radiant side, so they can pop it to reset.
They've
try to
work
force
with.
a fight here.
They have one extra set of racks, and so losing this mid racks is not the end of the world, but the problem is the Aegis is still there for a while.
Yep. They will just level out the game. Power Friendship being very cautious with their approach here, and rightfully so.
Top lane's pushing in. Look at this. They have to send somebody back home to defend. That's 2 siege creeps, and
that is a pretty group, actually. And if you have all of your barracks standing, maybe you just take that damage and let it go. But at this stage, every hit on that tower hurts a little bit more.
I mean, if you they do have a gyrocopter, so losing mega creeps is not the worst. I mean, it is pretty bad, but they have a Mjolnir on the Queen of Pain. They have the gyrocopter with flat cannon and rapiers. So clearing out creep waves and pushing out waves is not difficult, but getting into that position means you're playing more defensively than offensively. It's just, every second that ticks by, I get more and more concerned. I mean, like, there's still a 20,000 net worth lead for Power Friendship, but they're losing in sets of racks. It doesn't matter what it says on the freaking goddamn net worth graph. It matters how many buildings you're losing.
Yeah, screw that freaking graph. All right, let's see here. Snake King charging in. Fluff blocks him out. Smacked by a meatball. He'll be all right.
He walked back into the meatball. I don't know why.
He hungry.
Whatever, I have a satanic. I don't really care. All right.
Got an Aegis and a Satanic. All right, back to full health.
Back in, there's going to be the Shivas, and he's just going to work. Flat cannon, he's going to get hexed up, and
all right, now buybacks are coming off cooldown here, Mod. A lot of heroes don't have them right now because of gold issues, but cooldowns are no longer a big problem. Adds another layer of interest here in this fight. Melee barracks in the mid, about to fall. Snake King hexed up, trapped in place between a fissure and an ice shard, but he will secure the kill on the barracks. EMP going to be off the mark as he gets force stabbed down to the low ground. We've got an even game on our hands. Well, more even, I should say.
Yeah, range racks doesn't matter, let's be honest. So you're right, buybacks are coming up, and within a couple hundred gold, the Earthshaker and Tusk will be up, but it's really more about the Lifestealer and the Darkseer on Archon side, and everyone has it pretty much besides the Bane for Power Friendship. They'll wait this Aegis out. It'll be down in about 50 seconds, so that means they will lose probably this ranged Rex, and he'll get hexed up. The flat cannon was going to work. He just wants to clean this up, and he will. And now they'll try to work on the tier 3 tower top. It's even now completely.
Oh my god, man. This game is so tense. 68 minutes in, Rapier, both teams just deathballing around, kind of throwing rocks from their side of the pond. Like, all right, come on, I threw a rock at you.
Wow, tier 3's dead immediately. They can't afford to let this melee Rex go.
Archon's got to do this, man. They have to fight. This is getting out of, like, realm of a choice.
Gale getting hexed up for call down. He'll get surged away. There's going to be the Fisher coming through, and they're just going to hit this Rex, and that's it. It's going to be Megas.
Do it, Archon. Do something. Hit him. Oh, my god. All right, they have to go all in now. They can't defend Megas indefinitely. Moo, here we go. Hop forward, back wall.
His Aegis is about to expire. No! It was a second away.
Oh my god, the timing is so clutch. Ush with an ultimate comes in, doesn't do a hell of a lot. Guardian Greaves get popped right after. Snake King getting low, but does get force stabbed away. He'll survive for now. BKB Spirit Breaker in the front lines. Chip chopping. Will walk through the wall and end up falling to a cold snap. But what's important is they kept the gyro alive. Snake King, he TP's home.
Game losing Fisher, honestly. They're going to go top. They want to force out buybacks. They want to fight. At least with these two heroes. Monkeys is low. He's got infested 33.
This is super. Uh-oh. Osh, he gets caught in the mid. He had an Invis and he's still got it on, but they've got the gem. They've got the dunk. They'll finish him off. Okay. Instant buyback from him as well as the Spirit Breaker. Now, if Archon can somehow get this lane of Barracks top and level this out, hot diggity, we've got a real game on our hands.
Monkeys needs to regen. Fluff needs to regen. He doesn't have Echo anymore. This is so tough. There's the Guardian Greaves. They have the bottom lane getting pushed in. They pushed out top, and they're going to have to go for it all. If they kill the Gyrocopter, there's going to be the Divine Rapier on the deck. If they kill Ush, that's it. Tusk has the Blink Dagger. They're going to go in. The Fisher comes out. Deafening Blast. Can they get Ush? The vacuum back in. The Shiva's Guardian pops the BKB. He gets out with the Blink away. On the other side, they break down the Spirit Breaker, who just bought back, I believe, in Monkeys, getting owned by the Gyrocopter. They're so low. Alacrity is up. The buyback comes through from the Tuskens. He's fallen. They've blinked away on Fluff. He'll get out, and they have to go and get away. They cannot fight this head-on anymore. They've realized this. They need to leave, but Snakey's still chasing. They have the homing, so Monkeys is going to fall here more than likely. Doesn't have the money he needs for buyback. He can try to invest. No, he's on Quillen for 15 seconds.
No.
They might lose 2 here. Rage comes out. It's going to be Moo. He's got dead. Buyback. Do they have Monkeys buyback is the question. He's going to try to TP out. They see him. There's the Hex up, and he doesn't have buyback. God. He's down for 92, and that might be it with Megas.
The Megas are just so hard. I mean, you can fight with Barracks down forever, but just pushing into the Megas takes so long just to kill the individual creeps. And once you get into the base, you basically have one good fight. You get one good exchange, and the other lanes just push in too fast. And you can't really let your tier 4s tank the Mega creeps at all. We'll see a second Rapier come out onto the Gyrocopter. Snake King just adding insult to injury here. Plus 730 damage. This should do it.
They want to force out another potential game where they can actually get into the playoffs, and Ush picks up a Satanic of his own now. They have 2 Rapiers like you mentioned. I'm not sure what he sold. It doesn't really matter at this point, but they're just going to go in, got to go ahead and work on the tier 4s, but here comes the right click. They actually get the Horse Punch. Echo Slam will fly, but doesn't do anything. The Sonic Wave with the Flat Cannon. Everybody is dead. They'll have to buy back on 3, and now they'll back away.
Are they really going to hold? Oh my god.
Hold is a relative term at this point. Deafening Blast
will
go.
I mean, they're going to delay. Ooh. This is Noble Snake King. He's going to fall. That's 2 Rapiers on the
2
deck.
Rapiers. They need to pick him up now, but here's the Feast Grip on Jo. They get 1, I believe. I'm not sure if they picked any up, but look at these creeps. They're mobbing them. Here comes the Jakiro. The Yules will go out. Invoker's caught out. Here's going to be an ice path. They're still there. Snake King bought back, and he's got both of them.
Oh my god.
Ush is going to the throat. He wants this game done. There's going to be the wall on the deck. They vacuum in, but the Flat Cannon is it. And Power Friendship will take the game.
Jesus Christ. Mod, that game, there were some big plays, but there were some incredibly small plays that got us to this 72-minute point where it was a nail-biter to the end. I feel like Ush at the end of that game very accurately displays the mindset for that team at that point in the game of just get me out of this hell. Holy shit. We won, but it took 2 Rapiers, 72 minutes, and Snake King baiting a hell of a lot of team fights for us to get here. Just please, let's take this victory and move on with our lives. That was a tough game, man.
That was Archon, fantastic.
They had some chances to do it, but very impressive from Power Friendship overall.
I gotta say, that was the best game of the season by far at this point, and I hope we get to see more of it. Now, Archon, they controlled their own destiny. If they could have won that game, they'd be in the playoffs. But now it gets to, if Power Friendship win the next game against Void Boys, we go into Power Friendship actually hitting the playoffs. But if Void Boys win, we'll have, I believe, a 3-way tie, or at least 2-way. I'm not 100% sure. We'll talk about that and more on the Dota2 Canada Cup post-game report, so stick with us here, of course. Shout out to our sponsors, G2A.com, Twitch.tv, as well as SteelSeries. We'll see you guys in just a moment.